and welcome back to our finance webinar series. This is the third and final session in this series, and we are going to be covering tips and tricks, but more tips and tricks in relation to Monday's core AI features. So as promised, we will be going through dashboarding quickly in the beginning as we didn't get to cover it in the previous session, but then I'm going to be moving across to Monday Vibe, Monday Sidekick, and Monday Agents, which I'm really, really excited to show you. And I've got some really cool examples set up. So yeah, to dive straight in, I'm going to go straight into creating a dashboard. So with a dashboard, I think what's really nice is, especially in the case of a multi-board dashboard, to create one, you just click on this blue plus and then click on dashboard. I'm just going to say general overview. With a multi-board dashboard, you can connect multiple different boards from the workspace, and then you can pull key parts of information. So I'm going to connect deals, new inquiry, and applications. I'm going to say done. And what you'll see is kind of this blank slate, and you can now start adding your widgets. If you would like to remove or add boards at any time, you can click on the 3 connected boards, go and change it, or go and add new boards that you want. So I'm going to just go back. Here's my applications. Perfect. So now I'm going to say done. Perfect. So now we can start adding our widgets. You have a wide variety of widgets to choose from. So you can add charts, you can add gauges to track against targets that you've set, you can add in numbers columns as well as battery columns to look at progress. But if you go through to more widgets, you can see kind of the full list of all of the widgets available. There are quite a few visuals to choose from. You can see you've got overview, you've got files gallery, workload widgets, which are really nice for specifically project management, calendar views, charts, and time tracking, just to mention a few. So to start off, we're just going to add in a very simple chart. And this one, we are going to choose from the KYC board. So we're going to go through to these 3 dots, go through to our settings. And first things first, because we have 3 boards on this dashboard, you can always, obviously, depending on what that dashboard is for, you can have all the boards on the chart. But in this case, I just want to see, I didn't add the KYC. Okay, so I'm going to see applications. So you go and choose the board. Then you'll go to your x-axis and your y-axis. If you remember, in the first session, we did cover a board-specific dashboard, and we did go through these configurations, but I just want to go through it again. So we want to maybe look at the loan type, and then the count. So this is going to show us loan type breakdown, applications. So this then will show you kind of a breakdown of all the different types of loans on that board and what type they are. The next widget that I'm going to add is a calendar widget. So we're going to go through to add widget. We are going to choose calendar. And the reason that I've chosen the calendar view is I'm going to actually come through to the settings, and I'm going to choose, again, we're going to go through to our boards. We're just going to look at applications, and we're going to use the disbursement date. So then we can say, so then you can see kind of a visual of when all of these dates are upcoming. Now, the next widget I'm going to add, and I'm actually going to go and make sure that we have got new inquiry. Also, I'm going to go and actually add in the KYC board. Done. Obviously, I am adding these quite sort of haphazardly, but I'm just showing you how easy it is to kind of plug and play. We're adding, we're editing, we're choosing what we want to see. So if I now go and I want to look at a chart again, this time I want to look at a pie chart. And for the label, I'm going to go and I'm going to actually see KYC. We're going to go to here and we are going to choose. Now, the next widget that I'm going to add, and this is really nice to, obviously you have your files and your documents under, let's say you'll have them under applications or you have them under the KYC board, but you can actually also add a file widget. So I'm going to go through to our widgets. I'm going to search for files gallery. And go through to settings. I don't know if I have actually uploaded any documents, which is why nothing will be coming through. So I'm going to add a column. I'm just going to add a files column here. And then any files essentially that I uploaded, if we go back to the KYC board, into this files column, FICA documentation, bank statements, anything like that, that would then pull through to this files gallery. So if you are on the dashboard, you can then search. So if you are searching for a particular customer's documentation, a bank statement, a FICA declaration, anything like that, you can come through to this files gallery and actually search for what you want to see there. So that's kind of what I wanted to touch on in terms of adding some widgets. I know it's like I said, a bit of a random selection of items, but just to give you an idea of how to start creating these dashboards and what is available. Once you have created your dashboard, you can export this to a PDF, and you can also schedule a PDF export. So if you need to send an executive breakdown every Monday at 10 a.m. and currently you are having to build it on Excel first, then attaching it to an email, then sending that email out, you can actually just create this dashboard, schedule your PDF export. You'll fill in who it's going to go to, the body, and the cadence, send it through to them or click schedule. And then every Monday, with all the updated information as shown on these boards, this dashboard will just get sent out as a PDF to whoever needs to see it. So that is a really nice way to get that reporting to the people who are interested in it without actually having to manually go and send it out yourself. So that's it for dashboarding, and we're now going to move across to our AI features. So to start off, and the reason that I'm starting off with Vibe is just because the app takes a bit of time to build. So while it's building in the background, I am going to move on to Sidekick. So that's why I want to start with Vibe. But essentially, Monday Vibe is an AI-powered, no-code app builder on Monday. So it turns plain language prompts into fully functional, secure, custom business apps. It allows users to create custom internal apps, dashboards, and widgets directly within the Monday.com platform without actually having to write any code. So previously, if you had a custom app that you wanted to build, you would have to get a developer with coding experience to build this out. But with Vibe, it uses the process of vibe coding, which just takes simple language prompts and creates them into a code. So today, the app that we are going to be building, and I've already got the prompt set out over here, but essentially we're going to be building a application kind of viewing portal. So instead of going through to the application board and trying to look for the application, so you've got your client manager or your account manager, and they need to check in on the progress of the loan application using a reference number, using a name, whatever we've specified. They will then be able to search it into the portal and it will pull up all the relevant information on that particular application. So we're going to go through to Vibe. This is what it looks like. You can also access it obviously by putting in your prompt here, connecting the board, and then it will take you through to this view. But the different steps that you need to do is, first step, put in your prompt. I've got a very detailed prompt here just because I didn't want to leave anything to chance. But just to start off reading it, we've got build an internal client manager portal for a financial services company, KPI summary, overview screens, applications, things like that. And you can see it's really quite comprehensive. So we've got this here. I just want to actually add in, I'm not sure if I've added it in. I'm going to say, please can you add in search bar based on reference column or reference number shown in, and then I just want to get the column name. The next step is to actually go through and connect the board. You can connect up to 5 boards at the same time. Connect. And then we are going to send that through. So you can see we've got a very detailed prompt. So it's just going to start thinking. It's going to read the files and do all of that stuff in the background. So while that is doing its magic, we are going to go back to Monday and we are going to discuss Monday Sidekick. Monday Sidekick is an AI-powered, context-aware digital assistant built directly into Monday.com. So combining leading AI models with deep access to your workspace and business processes, it is built on advanced AI models that allow it to understand natural language and execute tasks within the Monday.com platform. And unlike other standalone IA tools like your ChatGPT or your Claude, it's actually embedded directly into your workspace. So with all of the functionality that comes with a standalone AI tool, it also has access to your boards, to your items, to all of your data, which helps power the decisions and the actions and the summaries that it can generate. So I'm going to be using a few examples. If we navigate to the bottom right-hand corner of our screen, you can see this colorful star, and this is Sidekick within your board. You can also access Sidekick from this Monday AI section over here. And this is kind of just looks like you'll have all your chats on the left-hand side, and then you will be able to send in your prompt. Perfect. So the first prompt that I'm going to give it is, which deals haven't had any activity in the last 14 days? So we're going to copy that. I'm actually just going to type it in here. So in terms of the different operations and tasks that Sidekick can run for you, it can analyze the data on your boards and give you summaries, give you risk reports, and give you updates. It can also actually create items and add data to your board. So that's also going to be one of the examples that I run. And I think, yeah, the main thing is it can give you really nice summaries and overviews into your data with just a language prompt. So you would go and put in your instruction. In this case, which deals haven't had any activity in the last 14 days. My assumption is that the answer is actually going to be all of them because we don't have much updates posted in any of these sections here. So it'll take a while just to think and kind of run in the background, and then it should give you a prompt. You can also get it to put together documents for you, to write emails as well. So it really is limitless in terms of what it can do for you. So sometimes, depending on the complexity of the request, we'll just take a few moments. While we wait, let's check on our Vibe. Okay, perfect. So you can see that Vibe has created our view, but we will come back to that in a moment. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we've got total number of deals. We have active updates in the last 14 days, no updates ever, 13 items. Deals with no updates, all 13. So then it's going to give us a breakdown of where that information is coming from. And then if we go to active deals, we've got updated today. And we actually know that to be true because I created some updates. So if we go through to Tabor, in training session 1, we actually went through and we posted an update. So this is a nice way to flag any deals that are going stale, any deals perhaps where the rep or the advisor hasn't reached out where they should have reached out. And you can run this on a weekly basis. So if there should have been 1 or 2 checkpoints in that week, you can just get Sidekick to quickly summarize that information for you. You can put it into a document and you can send it off to whoever needs to see that. So that's a really nice way of getting a nice summary. The next prompt that we're going to do is in our KYC board. So we're going to go to this one. I'm going to copy the prompt, which is which loan applications have been in under review more than 7 days. Show me the name, the side rep, and application submission date. I'm going to send that off. So we actually, I don't know what it's going to pull out for us here. I want to see what status it looks for, but under review, it's going to look in the groups. So I don't think that it's actually going to come up with anything because these are not older than 7 days. So let's see. So occasionally, like I said, depending on the complexity and how much data the system needs to run through, it may take a few minutes, but just think about all the time in the long run that it's saving you. So you don't have to go through all of these items, try and figure out how old they are, and try and kind of ascertain all that information. Perfect, here we go. So here's what I found. Both applications were placed date today. However, looking at the application submission date, they've been awaiting action for well over 7 days. And then it'll kind of give you some information on that. So another really cool example about getting a quick summary of where things are sitting, how long they've been there to avoid any delays or anything going stale. Now, the last example that I'm going to use, we're going to actually put it in new inquiries. This is just an example to show you how it can create an item. Obviously, the items in this particular use case are all coming through from a form submission, but let's say in the instance where form submission is one of the streams where a client could express interest or send through an inquiry, perhaps another one is email, and now the rep is actually manually loading it on. So my prompt is please add a new deal for company XYZ. It's not very creative, but it will do the job. Business loan of 2.5 million and assign it to me. So it should now come through to this new inquiries group. It should assign me. It will, obviously, our automations will set the status to new inquiry. It should put the loan category to over between 5K and 5 mil, but I might not have been as clear as I needed to. So if it doesn't, I probably would have just needed to refine my instruction a bit. Okay, there we go, perfect. Loan type, business loan, and then we didn't ask it to fill in that information, but you could have done if you wanted it to. Okay, awesome. So now we are going to move across to our Monday Vibe app. So currently, the Monday Vibe app is sitting in kind of production. It is on the account, but it is currently sitting in a Vibe workspace. So I will look for that workspace. It's not published. So if someone was to come and log in to the account that I'm working on, they wouldn't actually be able to see that app that I've built until I've published it. But we can see it and I'll be able to show it to you. So we've got here how many active applications, we've got pipeline value, conditional approval, average days to close. We can filter by all stages. Okay, so here's a good example of we maybe need to customize the prompt, but here you've got your RAG status, loan types. So my idea for this was to actually show a drop down of all the different loan types over here and for us to be able to select it. So now I'm going to use this as a bit of a teaching to show you how we would now go back and ask the app to customize it, as we've noticed it's not actually coming through. So I'm going to say here, I have noticed that the loan type drop down is not coming up. The options. Please fix. So we're going to put that in here. Just going to think for a bit. And while we wait, I'll take you through the rest of the board. So we've got the reference, and this is pulling through from the application reference column. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So now hopefully over here we've got, let's look at everything that's a home loan. And then it will pull out the relevant information. So you can see how easy it is to fix, and the system will just review, find what's wrong, and fix the error really easily. So I'm actually going to now go and quickly, while we are here, look for the app on my actual Monday account so I can share my screen and show you what it looks like with, live on Monday. So if you just give me a second. I'm going to move it into perfect. So now if we come through to our Monday board, I'm going to refresh my browser. It hasn't copied. Let me just go and I think I might have moved it to the wrong workspace. Let me just go undo. Apologies for this, but it shouldn't take too long. Refresh. Here we go. Okay. So here we've got our loan tracker. If I click on this, and this is what everyone would be able to see and access once we've actually published this app. We've got the tracker here. We can sort by reference or search by reference. So if I want to see, you can actually click on sorry, so let me just go back quickly. So let's say, for example, we wanted to see specific details about Priya. So then we can come in here and we can go APP 2026 002. Then we've got Priya's item pulled up. We will click on that application and it is going to give us a full data dense breakdown of what this application looks like. So we've got the details, the value, where it's sitting in terms of the phases of that application, the activity timeline as well. So when the emails were sent out, when the ID document was received, when the initial review was completed, you've got a breakdown of how many of the documents in the process have been received or uploaded. We've got how many documents are outstanding and what that document is. We've got details of the advisor, and you can also add any internal notes here. So this will kind of become like your application hub for all of those applications. So if anyone needs to come in, from the account managers to advisors to reps to executives, they can come into this loan tracker and get a full detailed breakdown of where everything is sitting. You could also connect it to your KYC board. And so then you can bring in that portion of the kind of compliance process into it as well. So you can have where it's looking with the direct applications, where it's looking from a KYC perspective, and get a really nice kind of holistic view of that application all in one space in a really nice and easily digestible way. Perfect. So the third and final thing that we are going to be going through is the Monday agents. So Monday agents, just give me 2 seconds. Got Monday agents over here. So our Monday agents are essentially like a digital workforce. So you can get a Monday agent to complete a task or a number of tasks or a workflow for you with just giving it, again, a plain language prompt. So again, it's context aware, it's powered by AI, and you can give it a whole lot of very strict rules and instructions. You can give it additional context. You can attach documents if you have kind of regulations that it needs to follow. You can add all of that to your agent prompt. And once you've done that, you can actually get one kind of flow, for example, if it's quite standardized, you can automate that completely with agents. So in this particular example, we are going to be using an agent to mostly take over the whole new inquiry phase. So right now, when a new lead hits your new inquiry board, someone has to read it, decide if it qualifies, send an acknowledgement, ask for documents, and assign it to an advisor, score it, manually move it. So, there's a lot of steps. Obviously, we have automated the process a lot, but it still does require some human intervention. So the agent that we are actually going to be creating is going to help us with that process, or at least the first half of that process. So my prompt, the first part of the prompt, I'm going to paste it in here, is you are a first inquiry manager for a financial services company, manager agent. You monitor the new inquiry board and manage every new lead from the moment it arrives until it's qualified or until it's disqualified. And here how you need to operate. So step 1 is an immediate acknowledgement within 5 minutes of it being added. You post an update onto the item updates, confirming receipts with all the details. Step 2 is we are going to run a qualification scoring. So from our previous sessions, I've actually gone and added in a few new columns to our new inquiry board. We've got a scoring column and we've got a priority column as well. So it's going to update the lead score with hot, medium, or cold, depending on the different scoring rules that we have provided. Then step 3 is going to be smart assignment. So the smart assignment is going to look at the loan type, which is also a new column that I've added, or loan category. So business loans, property finance, vehicle and asset finance, and it's going to assign the relevant person. And then the fourth and final step, just to not keep you here for hours, we are going to do a document request. So send a personalized update to the item, listing exactly, and send an email to the email column with this request. So we're going to add context. We want our new, I'm actually going to add the context once we've sent it through. So we're going to build the agent. This will take a few seconds. So I'm going to choose, you can customize who you want. Choose this lady. Say we're going to call her, yes, I don't know what's happening with this view. Let me just refresh quickly. Oh, okay. Apologies for that. Let me just quickly go and paste it back in. I'm just going to do it all in one go. If you are, while we're waiting for this, if you do currently use Claude agents or Copilot agents, or you are using ChatGPT agents as well, you can bring those agents into Monday. So it's kind of all functioning out of one platform. So that if that is something that you're currently using, you can bring it into Monday, connect it up via MCP, and then all will kind of work together. Cool. So we've got Amy, and she's a lead management agent. You can choose and customize the background, and you can choose what she looks like as well. Now we are going to onboard her. So just in terms of the screen that we can see here, you've got your kind of conversation that will save all conversation history that you've got, prompts, if you are tweaking your agent, if you're having a conversation asking what more information she needs, etc., that will all be saved on the left-hand side here. Then on the right-hand side, we've got the brain. So we've got the instructions, which you can edit at any time. You can add in knowledge and access. So adding from Monday, you can add in files, you can add in tools as well. So here I'm going to go and I'm going to add in Gmail. And the tool is going to be send email from my Gmail account. Perfect. Amy decides, and we're going to add the tool there. You can also add skills. So meeting actions, social post creator. So you can go through, these are kind of all the preset skills that you can choose from, or you can create your own skill and then assign that to her. And then you can also choose the model if you have a preference. Cool. So now we can go through and read here. I've gone ahead and set up the basics. I'll monitor new inquiries, immediately acknowledge every new lead, posting an update. I'll score each lead, I'll set the priority, I'll assign, and I will post a personalized document update and send an email to the client's email. So it's kind of gone through, summarized what it's going to do for us. I'm going to say, yes, that's right. And what's really nice about this is you can actually ask the agent if you're not sure if you maybe have given it enough information, or maybe your boards don't have the columns, you can actually ask them. So I'm going to say, yes, that's right. Before actioning, please let me know if there is any other information you would need to make this operate at its best. She'll just think for a few seconds. Perfect. Okay, cool. So great question. Before I can operate at my best, here are a few key things I need from you. I don't yet have access to your new inquiries board. So we're going to go, here we go. So I'm actually going to just do this in bulk. trigger. You can use a new item being created as a trigger. As soon as form is submitted and an item is created, you can begin. Also, we've got the board, Gmail connection. Yes, the Gmail is the right email to use. And then I think that was it. So I'm going to send that through. And then once we've actually set this up and we've confirmed that it's all running as expected, I will actually go through and we will submit a new lead and we'll see Amy in action. Okay, this I'm going to just ignore for now. And I'm going to go and activate. Perfect. So now Amy is active. So every time a new lead inquiry or an inquiry is submitted via the form, she is going to go ahead and action all of those items. So before we go and submit the form, I just did add in a few new columns. So I just want to make sure they're coming through to the form, because those are obviously crucial for Amy to be functioning. So we're just going to go and add in years in business. I think that and loan type is what we need. We're going to add that. Awesome. So let's go and see if this works. Okay. I'm going to add in some generic information. Monthly turnover. I actually need to use my name because I'm going to use my email address. Perfect. Years in business, 10. Ooh. And loan type is going to be a business loan. And we are going to submit. So we've got new inquiry. You can see at the bottom here, Amy is thinking, she's doing her thing. So there should be some lead scoring that comes through, an update should be posted, and an email should be sent out. So I'm going to come through to the update section. I'm worried now that with the prompt, it's going to take her 5 minutes to do it rather than instantly. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So inquiry acknowledged. Thank you for your inquiry. We've received your submission. So this is also going to be sent through as an email. Gotcha. Not sure why the lead scoring is not running, but I'm quickly going to have a look at my emails quickly. Perfect. So I'm going to just quickly pull this over here. And this is the email that she sent out to me automatically. So based on a business loan, because it's a business loan inquiry, then the specific documents that I specified in my prompt were 3 months back statements, FICA, 2 years financial statements, and because it was above that, then it's also going to ask us for these. As your loan amount exceeds 5 million, it's been flagged, your signed, etc., etc. So this got sent out automatically based on my prompt. The lead score, I think I maybe just didn't reference the lead score number, but If I went back to the agent and I kind of tweaked the instruction a bit, we would then make sure that that lead scoring is actually happening automatically. So now there've been multiple things that this agent has managed to do for us. So hopefully it would have been scoring, but they could have scored it. They would have assigned the advisor. They would have sent out an automatic email requesting documentation. Within less than a minute, that email got sent out. So not only is the client going to see automatic responses from the inquiry, which is obviously going to increase the likelihood of that deal going through. They also now know that they need to start prepping all of their documentation. So if it does go through, they can send that through and our team has what they need. And you can get it to then process so many other actions. On your KYC side or on your application side, you can create an agent at every level to kind of start doing all of those tasks for you that are very manual, very menial, but take up a lot of time. So that agent in place can then go and free up all that time that you can then go and spend on a lot more important things. Cool, so that is it for our finance webinar series. I hope that you guys have learned a lot and are feeling, like I said in the previous session, feeling really excited about what Monday can do and feeling a little bit more confident about what it can do as well. Oh, I've just seen now, sorry, apologies, I'm going to interrupt myself. It actually has worked as we've needed it to. So I was looking at the wrong lead the whole time. So we've got me, it's come through, it's put it into under review, it's assigned me, it's done the scoring. So the scoring is based on the loan category size, it's based on the years in business as well. It's automatically put it as hot and changed the status to under review. So it's done all of those things in less than 5 minutes. And it's also sent an email out. So sorry about that for not seeing that, but it has actually done all the scoring for us and it's connected it as well. So going back to what I was saying, I hope you guys are feeling a little bit more confident with Monday and ready to kind of tackle it head on and looking forward to the future and to working with you. Have a great day. Bye.